Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cats and kittens, welcome back to the podcast. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I have to check and make sure I'm going out. I am going out today. We did better than we did yesterday. The podcast, your home for rational crypto news and objectivity, leaving emotion at the door, talking about what we like, why we like it, and where we see it going. We are not offering financial advice. We are telling you what we do, and that is all. We don't slow down. We don't let up. Full speed is our only speed. I'm your host, Scott, pragmatic investor who has won and lost fortunes. And joining me, as always, I hope, we checked it before we went on to see if the frame worked. I'm going to see if the frame still works. Is the greatest producer of all time, Belle. How are you doing this morning, Belle? Yay, it works.
I was actually gonna continue to play off the ghost thing if I didn't show up on screen. So the fact
She,
that it works is just great.
there was a game I used to play called Ultima Online, and it was funny, man. It's a skill-based game, and any MMO guys will probably pick up on that. But when you died, you could still chat as a ghost, but the only thing everybody saw was woo, just a bunch of O's, capital and lowercase O's. And if you talk to a ghost long enough, your skill went up. It went up. Ghost speak. Ghost speak went up, and people would literally just go around and chat it up with ghosts to try to increase their skill. It's amazing. How people will spend their time, but that was one of the ways people would spend their time. Anyway, here at the podcast, we have a tendency to talk about what others are not talking about and bringing the focus onto use case cryptos, because as we know, these are what drive the market and bring innovation to a world that desperately needs it. Status quo, it's no longer acceptable. Time for a technological revolution. Welcome to crypto and welcome to the podcast. Now, I glanced at my analytics, my YouTube analytics, because their analytics are excellent. And the least viewed portion of this entire program is that intro song and my monologue. As soon as it starts, we get a big spike, and then as soon as I do that, it bottoms out. So anybody watching in the replay just completely skips it. They skip my entire intro monologue that we've been doing for years and years. And I get it, man. You heard it once, you heard it 1,000 times. So I think I just have to keep slipping in little tidbits there in the middle of it, try to keep it interesting, like Go Speak. I'm sorry, man. Look, that is hilarious to me. All right, Go Speak. That was funny. And if you ever played UO, you understand there's a lot of skills in that game. And the only way you could skill up is to practice the skill. And so you have to go find dead people, hang around the graveyard, and just just sit there and chat them up. The ghost can hear you fine, but you all you see with them is woo. So that would have been funny. Next time it blacks out, Bell, I just want you to talk normally, but just go woo 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 woo. Do that. Can you do that for me? Because that's funny right there. Can you do that?
No. But what you can do is actually break out the ghost, the confetti ghost song, and if that happens again, just play that while I'm talking.
we can do that as well. All right, guys. So let's take a quick. I actually got to focus for this show. Sometimes I just chase my tail. I actually got to focus on this one. But let's start with the obvious. So this was right around 7:25 in the morning. That nice little spike and then that bleed off. And the reason that happened was because of that announcement right there. Again, you could see all of this information right there at forexfactory.com. And the more legacy money that we have pouring in here, the more important these announcements are. You should just be aware of it. That's it. You should just be aware of it. So when you see one of these big ones that's going to be coming up, if you want to catch a quick little pump or a quick little long it just briefly beforehand. I don't do that anymore because you know what's coming right afterwards. And if for some reason the exchange that you're on has a hiccup, then you're gonna get smoked on it. But you know what? People are still trying it. But that was it. So it wasn't negative really or positive. We're currently at 212K. We expected 215. It came in at 212. Hasn't been adjusted yet, so we don't know. We don't know for sure yet. But that was the reason. So it pumped up, people hoping it was going to come in at like 201, 202, or 190 something, and it didn't. It pretty much held. So we were excited for the briefest of moments, and then we kind of faded out. Currently, we have the board members speaking right there. So that's going to be all of us up till here. And then this is the next big one that we have to look at right there is existing home sales. Now that's it's not a massive indicator, but it's a strong indicator about what to expect. So these are existing home sales all the way from 2016 all the way up to 2021, 2022 when we were railing and interest rates were still at effectively zero. And I guess, and that's COVID right in there. But yeah, when we keep the interest rates at zero, existing home sales just rail, and all of these are interest rate increases, and you can see what that does to existing home sales. So this entire market over here, existing home sales, this is incredibly important that sometime this year that we get a rate cut. Now the banks are starting to do something. I consider this so dangerous, absolutely just so short-sighted, but they're all about getting money out the door. They're starting to offer, and this was confirmed with a business associate of mine who happens to be a builder, a developer. He said they're offering 40-year mortgages now. 40, I want you to think about that, 40 years. So assuming a 10% down, a 21-year-old does not have 10% to put down on a $300,000 home. They're probably going to be in their 30s or early 30s before they even have anywhere close to a 10% down. Now, let's assume that 32. Let's just call it 32. It's my game, and we're going to say 32 before they have 10% down. They're going to sign a 40-year mortgage. 40 years. So they're going to be paying on that at 7%, 7.5%. I think it's about 7.5% today. They're going to be paying 7.5% on, let's just say, a $270,000 mortgage for 40 years. They will be 72, assuming nothing goes wrong and they don't miss a payment. They will be 72 years old before they pay that mortgage. And I cannot even imagine how much interest you paid, because if you borrow 270 after 40 years compounding interest, you're going to be paying well over $1 million for that house. I mean, it's the most powerful force in the universe is compound interest. But until this here really starts to move and pick up, this whole thing, all of us over here, everything is going to languish. All right. This matters, guys. All right. It's important because it's one of the major bases of our entire economy. So the more this bleeds, the more everything's going to bleed. But that number is not going to change. It's not going to change until the Fed start cutting interest rates or until more people wake up and start signing 40-year mortgages. What do you think about that, Bell? You ready to sign over a 40-year mortgage? You're going to be paying on that for literally your entire life. And odds are good with the stress of paying that mortgage that you're not going to make it to 72. All right, mid 50s, that's it. So that's great. You paid a whole lot of interest over to the bank for your entire life. You kick it, and then they're going to collect the home with all the money that you paid them the whole time. Is this the best or what?
Oh, this terrifies me on behalf of my children.
Oh,
I mean,
that's the whole
it's
thing
scary.
too. That's the whole thing too. I get dogpiled on Twitter a lot because I take a lot of objective and I'm sorry, I take a lot of very, very realistic stances on things, and that doesn't play well in the crypto world. So I get dogpiled a lot, and it's always with you're old, you're fat, you're bald, boomer, and they drop the boomer. And my only response to that is renter. You're going to rent your entire life because you will never be in a position that you can actually buy a home. And how does that feel? That it doesn't really matter what you do. All right, you are so locked in right now due to so many different bad conditions that are happening in the world that you're going to be paying rent your whole life, and rent does not ignore inflation. That's the funny thing. We oh yeah, but the rent will be stable. Nope. It will not. Your rent will continue to increase and increase and increase. It will not keep up with your wages, not even close, until eventually you're back living with mom and dad who are probably my age, because there is simply no hope for you with what you're doing. You're going to take your liberal arts degree and you're going to go out there and make a go at it. You're going to be making $46,000 a year as a barista. You'll never be able to afford anything. And then there you go. But it does clear it up for me why so many people want to pile into crypto. It's that quick wealth. It's the, oh my God, get me out of my, this condition of my life. Help me, help me, help me. And yeah, that's why they form up these little cults. That's why they dogpile on you so hard. That's why they do all of these things. I know what it is. I've been a public face. I've been out here for 25 years. I've been out here taking my pants off. All right, you're not literally, it's metaphorically. Um, I've been doing this for a very, very long time. So I know who you are. I know what you're about. You are nothing special. But yeah, man, it's interesting. I'm sorry, I closed the Forex. Yeah, today's gonna be a little bit sketchy. Now, clearly FOMC is talking nicely right now because we're getting some action on Bitcoin. Nothing changed, guys. All right, nothing changed. But people are clearly starting to feel a little bit more hopeful here. And the whole Bitcoin to $8 million narrative, that died. All right, everything back here is now bear, bear, bear. Oh my God, it's going to 18, it's going to 12, it's going to 6. All of my friends are selling all of their crypto and they're dumping it. They get out, and I get that too because young investors, man, they don't know what they're investing in. They have no idea what they're actually doing. They heard a guy on YouTube and they piled in and they got wiped out. So that's kind of the whole crypto thing. But anyway, okay, that's my whole monologue. I'm sorry. I'm trying to spread some joy. I know most of our audience are older folks and probably do got locked into their 2% interest rate mortgages. Mine is 2.01%. I should have paid this off a long, long time ago, but my payment is nothing. My interest rate is 2.01, and it makes no sense for me to pay off a house at 2.01 when I can go anywhere out here in the crypto universe, anywhere out here, and basically pair stable, and earn more than that. So for me, it makes no sense to pay it off. I earn better. I will literally make money at a 2% interest rate because of crypto and stables and all that other good stuff. So, yeah, I haven't paid off my home. I don't own it yet. I can do it anytime, but it makes no sense for me to do so, guys. I'm sorry. Higher level math here, and there you go. So, yeah, I did have a focus for the show today, and I want to. I'm actually directing it to a few different places, but I'm still struggling on this every day. Every day that we come up, every day I go on social anything, anytime that we talk discussing crypto in any way, shape, or form, um, it always bugs me when I see the glaringly obvious and it doesn't seem like anybody else does or that anybody else cares. Now I'm going to show you one screen that I think is going to clarify my position on this. All right, so we're looking. This is Advanced Trader over on Coinbase. Have you guys heard of Coinbase? Bell, have you heard of Coinbase? Do you know what Coinbase is?
I'm very well aware of
Okay,
what Coinbase is, and
would
yes,
you
I've heard of it.
would you say that most people in the world have probably, or at least anybody over here, even non-crypto people, have heard of Coinbase? Do you think they know what it is?
Yes, even if they don't mess around with it at
Even
all,
if they
I'm
don't do
pretty
it, they
sure
at
they
least know the name.
know.
So the point I'm trying to make with this, and I think you'll see where I'm going, we're going to go to the very first thing that a brand new person to Coinbase is going to come over and see. And we're going to go right here as soon as it loads up. We're going to come right over here to the home screen. So this is Coinbase.com, home. All right. This is one of the most generic UIs that has ever existed. I mean, in crypto, anywhere. This is hands down one of the most generic. We didn't put a lot of thought into this, but we kind of understand what we need to do. UIs. All right. This is Coinbase. This is one of the most successful central exchanges anywhere. The one that should be emulated. Now, the best thing that they have on this whole screen, the best thing that they have is that little blue button right there. Do you see that little blue button that says buy and sell? That is the absolute best thing that they have on this DEX, because anybody who's going to come over here and at least take a look at it is going to be interested, or at least moderately interested, or at least curious about buying and selling cryptocurrency. This is fact. All right, this is psychology zero. Not even 101. This is very basic. if we're going to buy and sell cryptocurrency, because that's what you're going to do, we're going to make it as easy as possible for you to onboard to our DEX. And they put that one big ass button up there. If I come over here to assets, the button is there. If I come over here to trade, the button is there. If I go to futures, the button is there. Every single part of this DEX is going to direct you to that little blue button right there, because they want you to click it. They want to say, how do you want to buy? How do you want to sell? How do you want to convert? How do you want to get money onto this DEX? This is what they do. So for me, it begs the question. If you are going to create let's just say a decentralized exchange, why would you want to make it confusing to get customers onto your exchange? Because you are a product. Your DEX is the product. And every bit of your focus should be about making it easy, understandable, and simple for people to onboard to. Now, I've been beating the hell out of Kuji, and they come back. They work good in packs. That's the whole cult mentality there, particularly when your token is bleeding out. Everybody gets very, very ravenous, very, very defensive, and objectivity and rationality just goes completely out the window. As soon as you say anything negative, you are my enemy, you are my focus. We're gonna go completely Saul Alinsky on you. We're gonna personalize it. We're gonna defame. We're gonna demean. We're gonna attack, and we're gonna beat you up with numbers. This is what crypto cults do. And again, this is not new. It's just basic human nature. So when I come up and say, I don't like your UI or your UX, you have a lot of tools over on Kujira, but I do not like your UI and your UX. I'm showing you right now Coinbase. All right, that's the home page of Coinbase. This is Kujira. So immediately, the first thing that I'm going to say if I come over here, and this is bo.kajira.network. Let's just say we're going to Bo. How do I get my money onto your DEX? How do I get my money onboarded onto your DEX? Now, their answer is simply, look, it's a DEX. This is deeper. All right, people who know. And if you don't know, then you need to get smart. This is not my job. My job is not to get smart, to use your product. Your job is to make your product simple for me to use. So I got to ask again, man, look, which one of us has it wrong? I would argue forever that you want to make it as simple as possible. Would 8 billion people on the world have a cell phone if you had to learn a deep set of skills to even be able to use the cell phone? Do you think it would be everywhere? When you buy a new cell phone, you've never seen anything, you turn it on, it guides you through every single step. Every single step, and it takes 5 minutes, and the next thing you know, you are out and talking to the world. You're using apps, you're there, all right, just like that. So why don't DEXs have that same ease of use? Is it me, or is this everybody else? So again, we're coming back over here. Now, there's not everything over here is bad. I don't like the DEX. I think that they are not really presenting themselves very well. And this thing barely works sometimes. I mean, sometimes I'll actually get the value in there. Sometimes I won't. It's kind of all over the board. And when you come over to pools like USDC, USK, order book size is 0, 0. There you go. Now it filled in. So I mean, is this the information that you really want to present out there for a new user who's never, ever really onboarded to crypto before to come up here and see this and have to figure it out? I don't think so. I ask again, where's the blue button? Where's the blue button for me just to buy crypto? Can I use Cato on this site? If I can, then where's the blue button? Because the people who have been the most successful ever, there's the blue button. So where is your blue button? I think it is a huge miss. I continue to point that out. I continue to get shot down. Get good. You're old. You're stupid. You don't understand what we're doing over here. But I'm looking at this as a consumer would look at this. As somebody who's not familiar with your offering would look at this. Do you know how many DEXs there are in crypto? Do you know how many there are? Thousands. Thousands. And if I can't figure this one out that quick, I will absolutely go to another one. This is a consumer that's talking to you. I could easily, I mean, I would love to be able to make money over here on Kujira. I would love that token to go up. It's in a bad place right now. Tons of stuff going back and forth on the who, what, when, where, why, and how. Uh, the only response, and that actually gets into what Bell wants to talk about. The only response, I got a response from Dead Right Dove. He said, "We're not hiding. We're out sponsoring conferences." Now, I'm a huge fan of conferences. Bell's going to tell you why I'm a huge fan of conferences. Bell, you do have some information that you'd like to share here, wouldn't you?
Oh yeah, I
All
do.
right,
I do.
let's
I
talk
got
about Cosmos Verse. So, what was on the schedule for Cosmos Verse?
so okay. Day one, which is tomorrow, the 19th. They've got they've got a big event planned. It is a Dubai Ape Yacht Club private event at Aura Sky Pool.
You gotta be kidding. They're renting a yacht. Is that what they're doing? Are they renting a yacht, or are they just renting out a portion of the yacht club?
I ca- not I cannot confirm that. It sounds like they're renting out a portion of the yacht club from 8 p.m. to 1 a.m.
8 p.m. to 1 a.m. How much does that cost? I'm just kind of curious. No,
It can't be cheap.
I could easily go and look that up, but how much does that cost and who's paying for it? Who is actually paying for it, and what kind of value return are you going to get for something like that? Carry on, Bell. What else? Else is coming up at Cosmos Verse? I'm very excited.
So, day two, there's two events. You've got the warm up gathering at Armani Armani Priv from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m., followed by Club Night with DJ Bliss at Armani Priv from 10 p.m. to 3 a.m.
So they're basically renting out a club. This is party time, right? That's what you do, because that's exactly what you want to do. You want to party, and kind of rub people's face in it. It's about optics, guys, but that's exactly what you want to do when your token looks like that over a month. That's exactly what you want to do, man. Is put on the party hat, put on the smiles, post lots of selfies, eat lots of good food, and yeah, just rub everybody's face in it that is basically paying for this entire event right now. What else is coming up, Bell? What else do we have to
Oh,
look forward to?
day three, there's also two events. Day three is a Web3 pool party at Esso in Uptown Dubai
Oh,
from
wait.
2 to 5.
Wait a minute. You're going to put a bunch of Web3 developers in bathing suits? And you're going to be doing that? Because you might as well rename that one the Sausage Party, man, because there are not, I do not see a whole hell of a lot of your gender at these. There's a few, and I personally, I've never understood that, why this is such a male-dominated field. But you could have a pool party. Again, somebody's paying for this. Now, what kind of return are you going to get on that? Because I want to say that anybody who's even remotely interested in Cosmos already knows Cosmos. They have a familiarity with it. So, what is the benefit of this? I mean, what do you get out of it? Because before you sink a whole lot of money into something, you expect an ROI. So, what is the ROI on a party at the yacht club and party at what's it called, Bell? Where's the party and the DJ?
The club night with DJ Bliss at Armani Priv.
So that's at least $60-$70 to rent that whole place, right? I mean, particularly in Dubai, because the dollar goes so much further in Dubai. What else? Is that it? Or please
Oh,
tell me that's
no, no,
it.
no, no. There's one more thing to wrap up Sunday night. They've got the VIP Mega Yacht Party from 7 p.m. to 11 p.m.
I wonder. I wonder if my buddy Cito is going to be there at the mega yacht party. I got a hunch he is.
He's there.
He
He's
is
there
there.
in Dubai.
So they're gonna have another mega yacht party. So as the world is collapsing around the actual investors, they're having the time of their lives, man. Now look, I want to say it's your money and it's your business, but in this case, it isn't. All right, this is not your money. This is everybody else's money. This is anybody who owns that token's money. This is all of everybody out here who is hurting and bleeding and just watching this thing do absolutely nothing. And your answer to that is to take something with very, very good optics, that you can go out there on a yacht, drink champagne with your pinky up, and eat little cucumber finger sandwiches as your token has absolutely tanked. I mean, not just tanked, and this is one of the, you don't have to take my word for it, but over the last year, you're down 365 days, you're down 35% on your token. So everything that you've been trying so far really hasn't worked. And there's plenty of Cosmos first conferences, but this one, I mean, was that the goal, just to escalate? I have no desire to be there. I mean, I have no desire to be there, man. I'm 52 years old. All right. My days of this on a yacht are way, way, way past me. I don't care. But it used to be way back in the day. All right, you wanted to celebrate your lifestyle because it makes people work really, really hard to want to be like you. That was it. They're going to work hard. They're going to invest. They're going to be smart. Next thing you know, they're going to be on the yacht with their little pinky in the air. But that doesn't play anymore. All right, that hasn't played for a really, really long time because this is the equivalent of the Who smashing all their guitars after every show. It was great once, but after that, you start to say, what the hell are you guys doing? I just want to ask, what kind of ROI are you going to get out of this? Because I promise you that there are tens and hundreds of thousands of dollars that are just being bled out. I don't know who's paying for it. I got a hunch it's not somebody just out of the goodness of their heart decided we're going to have the big mega yacht party. Those things are not real cheap, by the way. So it just, the whole thing kind of brings me down a little bit. I thought that was fun. Anyway, Bell, look, man, we're almost getting to the end of the show. I haven't touched anything. One more thing before we get to questions. I beat up on Kajira an awful lot, but they do have a couple things over here that work very, very well. They have an excellent order book. The problem with their order book is low liquidity. That's probably the biggest problem with their order book, but it does sort of function. So I've managed to get money over here. It's an effort, man. All right, you're gonna work at it, but it does actually work if you want to put in orders. Now, the action on it is pitiful. All right, there's really nothing going up and down here. If you take a look at what an active order book looks like, it looks a little bit more like this because oh, look at us getting a nice pump. Apparently, they like what the FOMC had to say. But you see all this? This is trade action. All right, that's what a decent order book looks like. So they don't really have any action over here. I will roll back that lack of action to education. You don't make it easy for people to get money over here, and you have a very, very aggressive community that will absolutely go savage on anybody who disagrees on anything. But it does it does work, and it is a really, really good order book. So if I wanted to buy Kajira and I wanted to come over here and set my price. So if I wanted to come over here, you can do this. You can just click, it'll autofill, and then you tell it how much. Now I have $4.28 worth of USK available on here. I already know where I got it because I'm not gonna play around with USK, but you can pick your number. Let's say someone's got a big ass order in here at a big one at $1.29, and the way things are going, they may or may not make, or they may make it. But I will join them in that. I'll pay $1.29 too. I will buy $2 whole worth. I will submit the order. I will pay the gas, which is a fraction of a cent, and it's going to come right over here into. It's going to fill up here as soon as it goes, and there we go. So for what it's worth, their order book is excellent, and if they were going to focus their efforts anywhere, it should be here. This is easily, hands down, the best thing about Kajira is a very, very good order book. Now, this is something that consumers can understand. This is something that people, legacy people, will understand. They'll understand an order book. So I wish they would spend some focus on that because that is excellent. Anyway, Bell, questions, comments?
New type coming in with the first one. Well, Scott, have you looked at the Latin meaning for mortgage?
Have I?
It's scary.
Is it? What is it? No, I haven't. And it should. I used to know this. My degree is in English. For some reason, I thought I'm gonna be a writer, and I do like to write. I like to write kind of macabre, dark comedy, horror stuff. But there's never gonna be any money in that. I got my master's degree, which allows me to teach high school English. But No, my Latin should be sharper. I don't know that. I'll look it up. Bell, carry on, please.
I actually know what that one is.
Well, then answer it.
It's Dead Pledge.
That's a round of applause. There you go. At 40 years, at a 40-year mortgage, man, at a 40-year mortgage, that's just truth. Carry on, Bell.
The Chapman 15. Do you think BTF Bitcoin ETF is bullish?
Do I think it's bullish? I think it introduces. I never liked the whole idea behind the Bitcoin ETF. All right, crypto was spun up to be opposite of what's happening, to be the rebels, to be different. And it seems like as soon as the money started to dry up after the 2020 to 2022 pumps, people are just hungry to get more capital in. That's what everybody's doing out here. Every DeFi token, we got to get on this X. We got to go where the money is. We did the same thing, man. And you invited axe murderers into your sorority house. That's what you did, because these people know, and you can quote me on that one, because these people know how to get your money. And you open the door, you're ready for the pillow fight scene, and you open the door and invited them in to watch. So no, I'm not a big fan of that. Carry on, Bell.
The Chapman 15. Did you get your $3 in a cash on Coinbase Earn?
No, I did not. I'll go play around with that. No, dude, I don't spend much time on Coinbase. The only thing I use Coinbase for right now is off ramping. That's it. Bell, carry on, please.
Political. Great Scott. Dissenter is hemorrhaging. Make it stop.
What do you want me to do, man? People have to use it. That's really where it comes down to. If nothing else, it's an excellent browser. It is all I use. Everything over here that you see on every one of these screens, all of these different things, are multiple Dissenter windows open. I that's the only browser that I use. But like anything else, if you want token to go up and there's no real true and honest burn mechanism for it by usage, then that's it, man. More people got to buy it. Bell, carry on.
New type. Do you like the Demex UI, Scott?
Haven't gotten over there to play with that. I know you're interested in that, and I did take kind of like a brief glance at it, but it's gonna suffer the very brief time, man. Look, I'm no expert out here, man, but the very brief time I looked at it, there is going to be some effort to get some money over there. It is not crystal clear. I would like it to be crystal clear. I think it's incredibly important. And you know what? I'm going to go on record right here, too. The very first DEX that makes it with that kind of stellar UI, that makes it incredibly easy, no confusion. Everything works out of the box. I could show it to my 23-year-old daughter who's never done crypto in her life and have her onboard money to it. The very first DEX that does that wins, period. I don't know what the date is. Whatever the date is, I'm retired now, so dates are irrelevant. But the first DEX to do that wins. Bell, carry on.
Nuclear chicken. What is the site you were looking at the beginning of the stream?
Oh, that's Forex, dude. Forex Factory. Bell, type that out, please. Forex Factory.com. Bell, carry on.
All right. Let me get my.
I know. I multitasker.
Yes, you did. Deep House Nation coming in with the last question. Bitcoin, Ethereum, Link are expected, but do you foresee major institutions, Vanguard, BlackRock, looking to invest in lower market cap tokens like Jackal?
Uh, Not right now, and probably not Jackal. Probably not Jackal ever. It's a different kind of product. All right, Jackal is something that appeals to anybody that wants to store a lot of data and wants to do it cheaply with the closest version you can get to the legacy world. Jackal is all of that, meaning that it's hot storage, cheap, it's self-custodied, all that stuff. No, I think major institutions, the ones that are out there, they're probably heaviest in not even buying the token, but actually using the product is probably XRP. I mean, XRP Ripple is doing exactly what it was designed to do. I mean, for hell, Wells Fargo uses Ripple for international monetary transfers. So if any of these really big players, where they'd be looking and to most utilize Web3 technology would be in money transfers. That's, they do it now. They could take 3 days, 6 days, 7 days to do it the way they're doing it now, or they can do it in 18 seconds, using something like XRP. So I got a hunch most of those things are going to be coming over here. The thing that would blow out from blockchain, from any kind of blockchain technology, the thing that would get the most visibility out in the world is any kind of social app that has users. That's it. All right, those are the things that go easily on somebody's phone. Those are the things that people understand. Those are the things that people can utilize without realizing that they're utilizing Web3. This is important. This is critical. All right, we've already got the foundation laid. Our financials are good. DPIN is coming up to the point now where you really don't need to use any kind of legacy world DPIN. You can do anything you need to do with that right here in Web3. But it's time for the next step. And the next step is products. The next step is things that go on phones. And if you want to really get real world penetration, it has to be simple. It has to be obvious. It has to be easy. And yeah, I believe that any kind of social media platform would do that. I think that would be the one of the most obvious steps. Social media or games. Those are the things that would penetrate the real world the best. And yeah, that's it. So anyway, I think that's all the questions. So consider that my outro. Belle, had a wonderful time. Why don't you talk about the show tonight and then get us out of here? You're muted.
Yeah, of course I am. I'm still not feeling well from yesterday, so give me a break. Now, we are going to be back on this evening at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time with both Henry and Patrick from Lunar Space. There's still a lot of unpacking to do regarding their project, and so we're bringing them back on to answer more questions. Now, again, ladies and gentlemen, for those of you who did join us this morning, we cannot say thank you guys enough. We do really appreciate each and every one of you guys for tuning in and asking the questions that you do. In between now and tonight at 6, if you guys have any more comments, questions, or concerns, definitely don't hesitate to email those over to Scott or myself, Scott@ThePodcast.com or Bella@ThePodcast.com, and we'll get those answered for you. Again, can't thank you enough, guys, and we'll see you this evening.
We are dropping new videos and podcasts every Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday. And be sure to look for us on Instagram, Twitter, and Parler at ThePodocasts. Also, visit our page at ThePodocasts.com.